मैं हूं सैयद फारूक अहमद, आप देख रहे हैं न्यूज़ 7 मीडिया। तो नाजरीन, हिजाब का मामला पिछले एक महीने से जोर पकड़ता जा रहा है। क्या आखिर हुकूमत की जानिब से क्या फ़ैसला आएगा, वो इंतज़ार है। ऐसे में हिंदुस्तान भर में हिजाब को लेकर एहतजाज भी किया जा रहा है। आप देख सकते हैं, हैदराबाद हो या कर्नाटका के मुख्तलिफ इलाक़ों में एहतजाज भी किया जा रहा है और कर्नाटका के कई लीडरान भी उभर कर सामने आ रहे हैं। आप देख सकते हैं, यहाँ पर एहतजाज भी किया जा रहा है। ऐसे में बेंगलुरु प्रेस क्लब में एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस के दौरान जमात इस्लामी हिंद के कारकुन ने कई बातें बताई हैं। तो चलिए जानते हैं एक मुख्तसर रिपोर्ट।
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುಭವಂದನೆ. ಉಡುಪಿ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಂತ ಕುಂದಾಪುರ PU ಕಾಲೇಜ್, ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಕೆಲವೆಲ್ಲ 4-5 ಕಾಲೇಜುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ವಿಷಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ಧರಿಸಬಾರದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ಧರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ಧರಿಸಿಯೇ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಂದ್ರೆ, ನೀವು ನಾಳೆಯಿಂದ ತಲೆಗೆ ಶಿರವಸ್ತ್ರ ಹಾಕಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಕೆಲವರು ರಜೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಮತ್ ಕೆಲವರು ಹಾಕೊಂಡೇ ಬಂದ್ರು. ಅವರನ್ನು ಗೇಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ತಡೆದಿರಿಸಲಾಯ್ತು ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಅದರ ನಂತರ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆದದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಬಂಡಾರ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅಲ್ಲಿ RN ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಇದು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಯಿತು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದರ ನಂತರ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅವರನ್ನು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬನ್ನಿ, ಅವ್ರ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹಾಗೆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅವರನ್ನು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಈಗ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಕೂಡ ಹತ್ರ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ದು ಫಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನೀವೇನು ಹೇಳಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಪ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಇದರಿಂದಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ನೀವು ಇದು ಅನುಮತಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಶಾಂತವಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ. ಅದಲ್ಲದೆ ಈ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಬಹಳ ದೂರದಿಂದ ಕೂಡ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಲೆದಿರಿಸಿದಾಗ, ಅವರನ್ನು ಗೇಟಿನಿಂದ ಹೊರಗೆ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಿದಾಗ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಕೆಲವು ಸಂಘಟನೆಗಳು, ಕೆಲವರು ಒಕ್ಕೂಟದವರೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗಿ ಆ ಶಾಲೆಯ ಹೊಣೆಗಾರರೊಂದಿಗೆ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನು ಹೊರಗೆ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಬೇಡಿ, ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಒಳಗಿನ ಕೋಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಈಗ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕಾರ್ಫ್ ಅಲೋ ಇದ್ದದ್ರಿಂದಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಧರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಅದು ಸಡನ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಇದರಿಂದಾಗಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೆ, ಅವರ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬಾ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಸಂಘಟನೆಯವರು ಮತ್ತು ಒಕ್ಕೂಟದವರು ಕೂಡ ಹಾರ್ಮನಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಧಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಹಳ ಶಾಂತ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವು MLA MP ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಮಾತನಾಡಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಬಹಳ ಉತ್ತಮ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಸೌಹಾರ್ದಯುತವಾಗಿಯೇ ಇದನ್ನು ಪರಿಹರಿಸಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
And the recurring instances of ban of hijab in institutions in Karnataka is very concerning and is unacceptable, because the college authorities that are not allowing the students to attend classes by wearing hijab is firstly discriminatory in nature, and also it is against the constitutional rights that are provided under the Constitution of India. So observing hijab and dressing modestly is an important and an essential part of the Islamic religion, and it has been following from ages. It is not a new custom or a new culture that is started. And restricting these girls to exercise their right to freedom of religion is against the fundamental rights that are guaranteed under the Constitution. And forcing the students to remove hijab is denying them of the dignity that is also a constitutional right. Moreover, here the right to education of the students is at stake. So that should be the concern of the government most importantly. The students cannot be asked to choose between the right to education and the right to hijab, because both are their rights that are given under the Constitution, and they are entitled to both the rights. And moreover, here the hijab has never been an issue or a distraction or any kind of concern for the students who are pursuing education. They have been pursuing, there are many students, Muslim students, who pursue their education with hijab and have been excelling in their educational field, and making it a barrier for their education will restrict, will violate their fundamental right, and is restricting them to their of their growth and even the growth of the country. Here the hijab is a very personal right. It is a personal right as well as a personal choice that the students are entitled to, which does not affect any other person or does not harm any other person. So as such, the college authorities, it is most important that the college authorities take care of this, and the dress code that they will implement will have to be in accordance to this, so that the right to choice and the right to practice their religion is not infringed. So this should be taken care of. And most importantly, the right to education of the students, which is at stake in this present scenario, must be considered. And putting such restrictions on education or on exercising hijab will only make it difficult for the girls, especially girls, to pursue their education. It will only add to the existing challenges which are there, which girls are facing to pursue their education today. So taking all of this into consideration, it is most important that the college, that the government takes the concern, takes the issue in hand, and takes any steps so that the students are immediately put into their classrooms, and they are allowed to attend classes and protect their fundamental and constitutional rights.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುವಂಥದ್ದೇ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ, ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಸ್ ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೀ, ಐ ವುಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಟಾಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್ಸ್ ವೈ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್ ಎಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಶ್ನಿಸಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಐ ಫುಲಿ ಅಗ್ರಿ ವಿತ್ ಮೈ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಹು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾನ್ ಅಹೆಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪೋಕನ್. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು, ಇಡೀ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ಹುಡುಗಿಯರು ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೆಲವರು ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ, ಆಗದೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಇದೊಂದು ಚರ್ಚೆ ವಿಷಯನೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ICSE ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್, ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಹುಡುಗಿಯರು ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದು ಬರೋದು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್? ಯಾಕೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಂತ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದು ಗಲಭೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ತರ? ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಉಡುಪಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಹೆಸರು ಆಗಿರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರದೇಶ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾವು ಪ್ರಶ್ನಿಸಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ BJP ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಯಾಕೆ ಇವಾಗ ಅಂತ? ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೈ ಕಂಟೆನ್ಷನ್ that the government of Karnataka wants to divert the issue of their failure in governance. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಪಾಟ್ ಹೋಲ್ ಲೆಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದಾವೆ. The police have become high-handed with the public. ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ
ನ್ಯಾಯ ಸಿಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Sir, I want to just finish my statement. ಇಲ್ಲ, it is definitely a political thing. I don't want to politicize. It is the government which is creating a situation where politics, where girls are denied education, girls are denied autonomy, and by diverting the attention of the communities into such wrong ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ಲೆಸ್ ಕಲ್ಟಿಸ್ಯಾಕ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಟ್ರವರ್ಸಿ ರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಂತದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಫೇಲಿಯರ್ಸ್ ನ ಅವ್ರು ಮುಚ್ಚಿ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನ್ನ ದೂರು. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್ ಟು not get drawn into this meaningless controversy. It's not a controversy worth talking about because they have rights. It's the duty of the government. All of us have our rights. If I decide to wear trousers and a shirt, nobody can question me. If I want to wear hijab, nobody can question anytime, at any day. The same applies to everybody here.
ಇವಾಗ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್
Madam, they are not yet finished. Okay, the next one more speaker ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. After that we will take questions. So if there's any other observation, we will take it into questions. Thank you.
Hijab, should we stop the students just because they have a different type of clothing? Why is it like that? Should we link education to clothing? That is the question which we should basically ask. So these continuous attacks on the clothing, or on that particular clothing has to be followed, and demanding a uniform type of clothing, it is showing that the state is having a kind of planned strategy or of polarization and basically segregation of policy. So what we should understand is, as citizens, as normal citizens, instead of politicizing this issue, the tolerance is very important. We should learn to tolerate each other's religion, which is very important. Even the other students who are studying in that college, they should understand that. Okay, instead of having trying to contradict them, wearing saffron scarves, because there is a lot of difference between wearing a hijab and wearing a scarf. So basically, the constitution itself, when we say in the preamble that we the people of India, we are trying to make India as a secular republic, and it is already a secular republic where everyone has the right. Where some articles, like suppose you take Article 15, it talks about the freedom of which says, what does it say? State should not discriminate against anyone on the basis of factors like religion. So you cannot discriminate anything. And one more after Article 51, which says that it is the fundamental duty of every citizen to promote harmony and brotherhood. So each of us have this responsibility. Even the other students in that same college, what are we doing to our children? That we should understand. Instead of they supporting their colleagues, they are contradicting them. And what kind of brainwashing is this? What kind of growing up is this? Just imagine in the school level, at the college level, if they have this kind of hatred, if they have this kind of thoughts against the other religion, what will happen to the future of a religion? If these people become leaders in the future, how will the country run? With this kind of thoughts, we have to give importance to these fundamental rights to promote harmony. It is sacrosanct, and it is a fundamental. It is applicable and it is binding to every citizen. Every citizen should be responsible for bringing harmony. Instead of having disputes, instead of having controversies, there are so many issues of rape, of unemployment, of farmers, of everyone over here. There are so many livelihoods which don't have earnings. Is this a major issue that we should concentrate so much? We don't even want to sit here and do that, okay? But basically, it is whatever is happening here, maybe it is part of Islamophobia, what is happening in the other states and globally also. So we should consider that. And in Karnataka, which is a plural state, okay, which has a lot of other cultures, a lot of other religions, everybody should be given freedom. And these students who are they should be given freedom to attend the colleges. We should, first of all, due to COVID and due to this pandemic, students have lost their education. Why are we becoming villains by making them lose more of education? When an opportunity has come to gain back their education, we are trying to stop them just because of one piece of cloth which they are wearing and which is not harming anybody, as my friend had said. It is their part of religion where they have the right to practice it. Give them their right. Why are you stopping them from their right? If the constitution would not have told that, maybe we wouldn't have had this press conference and we wouldn't have asked this right. Our constitution is giving this right, and we demand this right, and we deserve this right, and every student has the right to wear what they want, because the PU board also in the guidelines they have mentioned that there has been no uniform in the for the college students. So suddenly, why this thing came up, and why unnecessarily we should not politicize the issue, and we should at least the first priority is get them back into the class and start giving them education. Thank you.
I see the issue facing the Muslim students in Kundapur today as a gross violation of the fundamental rights in every citizen as ensured the Constitution of India, where they are denied the freedom of education or study and dress the religion of their choice. in Article 20, subclass 1, subclass 1 of the Constitution guarantee the freedom of conscience, the right freely to profess and practice the propagate religion. It's a right that guarantees the negative liberty, which means that the state shall ensure that there is no inference or obstacles to exercise this freedom. However, like all fundamental rights, the state can restrict the right for grounds of public orders, dignity and morality, health and other state interests. Over the years, the Supreme Court has involved the practice thus of short to determine what religious practice can be constitutionally protected, and what can be ignored. The Article 15th of the Constitution, what is saying? Article 15th of the Constitution is saying prohibition of discrimination on the ground of religion, sex, race and the place of birth. But now the state shall not discriminate against any citizen on the ground of any religion, race, sex and place of birth of or any of them. What I am saying now, it's today Muslim students in Kundapur in Karnataka is facing a complete violation of fundamental rights. It's going on. Finally, I would like to record my opinion on hijab. Our hijab is as important as education, because our hijab is our choice, and but education is our right. We need both. I would like to conclude my just saying this from Article 51 that no person shall be deprived of his life or personal liberty except according to the procedure established by law.